Hey guys, well, I tried to upload on YouTube and my last video that I just did on this didn't work, so I'm going to do this again and try and reload it for you guys. First of all, today's lesson is in diagnosing copper from insulated on number 3, copper clad, all the way up to number 1, description. First off, if you guys get Christmas lights like this, some yards, recycling centers, stuff like that, will try and bribe you about 5-10 cent bonus if you pop all the Christmas lights out. Really doesn't matter. All they're gonna do, honestly, when the stuff goes through production, this stuff is not worth stripping. If you notice, the wires are about from there to there. If you try a razor knife or something like that, the wires in there are way too small. Same way with stuff like this. Telephone wire, way too small. You know how the professionals do this? I'm going to tell you. Professionals have professional cutters to where they just take the wire, run it right through into a machine, chops it up in little pieces about that big or so. And when they do, how they do it is they heat it up, and all the insulation floats to the top. All the copper weighs more, it all falls to the bottom. So then they skim the insulation stuff off the top, all the non-purities and such, and then that's how they strip this stuff. So all you guys that are stripping it with razor knives, it would be a really a lot easier for you just to cash it in like that. Okay, when we get into number 2 wire, number 2 insulated wire is going to be like your average TV, VCR, computer cord, virtually anything looks like that. And it's got another end like that, fans, you get the drift on that kind of stuff. To get the most money out of something like this, not worth stripping. This price sounds good on number 2 wire, but it's not worth it. By the time you strip this stuff down, there is absolutely not really any value whatsoever. So you clip these off, just cash that in as your number 2. And when you get into this, I bet a lot of you junkers and scrappers and guys that are just getting into this, I've been into this over 15 years, and I'm making these videos basically just to try and help, the small guy that's just starting out, want to learn some stuff. Be glad to help you out and teach you the different metals. But if you ever run into this, not worth anything. See that? See, look like copper there? That's called copper clad. That's actually steel, and it's got a copper plating on it. This stuff is garbage. I usually throw this in with my shred and like my wash machines and stuff like that. Tossed in there, it ain't worth nothing. Same thing with ground rods. Virtually anything that's in that nature, is going to be copper clad. Also, if you find any insulated like household wire, always look at the wiring at the ends. Number 1, number 2 difference is the size. Pencil lead or bigger, like that. If that was copper, that would be number 1. This being the small, real fine, trying to zoom in on the camera there so you can see it. See how those are real fine, but they're twisted together? Number 2 insulated. Less than a pencil lead or thicker is number 1. Pencil lead or smaller is number 2. So that would be number 2. If that's ever got a lead or zinc, it'll look kind of silver color. It always gets downgraded. Even if it's number 1 household wire, you'll always get downgraded. Anything impurities. And how scrapyards, recycling centers buy this type stuff, honestly, is you wonder how they come up with the prices. What they do is they look at something. Take this for instance. This weighs not even a pound, okay? If I buy that, there's no value hardly at all because the copper is so little in there. It goes by recovery rate. Excuse me. the less copper. That's why this stuff, Christmas lights, telephone wire, that's why that stuff's so cheap. There's no copper hardly in there. It's all insulation. When you get into something like this, that's a lot more copper and you can see it. That's why that is worth more money. This is probably double, triple the weight of that. Just rough guess. But the reason for all the copper content. That's what you guys just starting out. That's how you tell your insulated copper. That anything that is foreign on your copper is going to make it number 2. You got fittings, anything from paint, solder, corrosion, anything like that is going to downgrade it to number 2 or down to a brass breakage. Brass breakage is your lowest form of brass because obviously brass breakage has foreign material, usually steel on it, which the little ball valves on the inside, those are really, really hard to get out. You usually have to have like a press or a shear to chop them in half. But I'll get into that more in my next video. Or here, if you guys want some more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Let me know. Give me a like, comment. But tell your friends and definitely subscribe. Thanks a lot. And you guys have a great day. And we'll see you next video.